That Wrestling Dude. Reviews. Original content. Highlights.
Now that is exactly how you go head-to-head against a major presidential announcement. Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus Joe Biden. I may be in the minority, but that American Championship is gorgeous. We finally found Kamille. I never, ever want to see Mercedes Mone as a babyface again. Swerve and Hangman is the best rivalry in the game. Let's do this. Welcome to This Week in AEW Dynamite. I am that wrestling dude. We know the E-Drones were thrilled about AEW having to go against the president. What they didn't count on was Maxwell Jacob Friedman. So we shit on this guy for some of the decisions that he makes, but he needs credit when credit is due. TK, holy shit, that is exactly how you do it. From the changing of the International Championship to the American Championship, the American flag dropping with MJF's face replacing the stars, the nuclear heat created by your best promo guy, and setting up the sequel to the instant classic from last week involving MJF and Will Ospreay. Absolutely incredible. Kudos. Having this much talent and focus surrounding the the American title, elevates it to the next level and really makes it feel important. MJF did mention that he hasn't forgotten about his AEW title and warned Shane, aka Swerve Strickland, whatever TK is doing and whoever he is getting creative input from, please keep it going. This is a drastic change from the AEW, even from just a few weeks ago. Minoru Suzuki takes on the Learning Tree Chris Jericho for the FTW title. Seemed to be well over 100 chops in this match. No, I am not exaggerating. I am dead serious. Seemed to be 13 minutes of chops. So many chops that Jericho was busted wide open on his chest from them. This match did not need 13 minutes, and it felt like an eternity. After the hot start to Dynamite, things cooled off with this one. Jericho hits a low blow and then a Judas effect to defeat Minoru Suzuki. After the match, Big Bill and Brian Keith attack Minoru Suzuki, and this brings out the wrestler Shibata. He makes his return to Dynamite to continue the feud with Chris Jericho. Chris Statlander slams Willow Nightingale onto some equipment cases, staking her claim to the CMLL Women's Championship. Next, we have a backstage interview with Renee Paquette and Bryan Danielson. This is interrupted by Jeff Jarrett. Hey Jeff, nobody told you you're supposed to be less jacked when you get older? Jeff implores Bryan to take this opportunity very seriously and implores him to go all in. He says that a lot of people believe in him, and Jeff Jarrett is on top of that list of people. Really cool segment, and it'll be really interesting to see if Bryan Danielson begins training of some sort, some way with Jeff Jarrett on the way up to all in. Next, we have Shida versus Britt Baker. Shida, do it. Do it. Do it. Grab the stick! Use it! Go heel! Britt gets the win via lockjaw submission. Mercedes Mone comes out and is full heel. I never want to see her as a babyface again. Something shifts in her like a switch is flipped. Her promos become believable. She gets great heat. And she's always great in the ring. I don't even know if this heel turn was even planned. The reactions to her in New York based on her being a Boston Celtics fan were negative, obviously, but that seemed to be affiliated with the city of Boston, which historically has had a major rivalry with New York. The New York fans turning on her seemingly was to this heel. And thankfully they ran with it because they have gold right here. Mercedes tells Britt that the answer to her match request at All In is no. And we have Kamille finally showing up to AEW. She gets DMD in the torture rack and hits her with a rack bomb. Kamille raises Monet's hand, and the two stand tall. This has HBK Diesel vibes to it, and I love it. The match actually was made official on Thursday after Dynamite at the San Diego Comic-Con. Tony Khan announces that it will be Mercedes Mone versus Britt Baker at All In. Shout out to Mercedes and Kamille with the awesome cosplay. Mercedes was dressed as Poison Ivy and Kamille was Bane. Pac defeats Boulder of the Iron Savages. The Glamour, Mariah May takes on local enhancement talent number 1. Mariah wins this squash match with a Storm Zero and teases the crowd by playing Tony's theme song. Tony does eventually reveal herself and invade the ring. These two go at it, and the refs and officials come down to separate the two. Storm asks Mariah if she was prepared to die, because she was. I love this shit. Fucking intense. Not sure why security wanted to separate these two while they let Britt Baker get destroyed. In past years, AEW's build-up to Blood and Guts has been pretty freaking good. This year, the creative direction wasn't really that great, so for that reason, I didn't have too high expectations going into this one. Maybe having it year after year forces them to come up with some 5-on-5 kind of match, and they should consider using Blood and Guts on an as-needed basis. I don't think I'm the only one who thought the build-up to this was a little weak, but holy shit, that match was awesome. The spots were fantastic, the match was fun. Hangman and Swerve are legit gonna kill each other one day. The shot of them looking across at each other from the separate rings and then meeting in the middle and beating the shit out of each other was cinematic brilliance. My only complaint to the finish of this one, which had Matthew Jackson saying "I quit" to save Jack Perry from being lit on fire again, is that it seemed that this was all just to set up the TNT bout at All In between Jack Perry and Darby Allin. And I think that supports the argument that Blood and Guts shouldn't be an annual occurrence. After so many times, it starts losing its luster. The match also teased tensions between Hangman and pretty much everyone else. Okada and Hangman, Hangman and the Young Bucks, Hangman and Swerve Strickland. The Acclaim look badass, and I am here to tell you that they are going to take the titles at Wembley. And I think after this, if there was any doubt, it should be erased by now, because Hangman and Swerve Strickland is the most intense rivalry in pro wrestling right now, hands down, and I cannot wait till they go at it again. This was overall a great show following Dynamite 250. All In is coming together beautifully. AEW is hot right now, and this episode continues that streak. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed that video, please leave a like, subscribe, and enable notifications for the latest content from That Wrestling Dude.